Hi everybody, Michael Wagner with you again today for another story reading, but it's a little bit different this time because it's not actually a reading of a book, it's a reading of a manuscript. Something that isn't a book yet, but we're hoping will become a book one day. It's a story called Mia Belongs Here, and it's written by myself and Dr. Kelly Ann Allen. She's a psychologist who specializes in all sorts of things, like especially belonging. That's one of her very great interests. And she's quite the expert on what it is to feel like you belong in a place. So we've tried to write a story that helps you to feel more like you belong at whatever place that is, especially home, but it could also be school, could be work, it could be anywhere. But especially makes you feel like you're at home. So I'm going to read it to you straight off the page here. And if you like it, then it'd be fantastic to let us know that in the comments below the video. Or if you don't like it and think you might know how to improve it, please let us know that as well. We're very open to your ideas and your suggestions on how we can make this a really nice little book, which is what we hope we're doing. So this is called Mia Belongs Here. I'm going to read it from the page. Mia knows she's home when she hears Dad making the stove go click, click, click. Warm air blowing up through the vent in the floor. The dogs charging around the hallway whenever someone gets home. Magpies calling through the fly wire door. Noisy cicadas. And little brother singing to himself on the other side of the bedroom wall. These are the sounds of home for Mia, and Mia belongs here. Are there special sounds that feel like home to you? Can you think of any? One of the sounds that makes me feel at home is the sound that comes from this, my radio. I feel very comforted, entertained, informed when I'm listening to my radio. I even listen to it in the shower. That's how much I love my radio. Sam knows he's right at home when he can feel the passing trains make the floor gently rumble beneath his feet. Sticky crayons in his fingertips. Warm, soapy bath water all around him. The worn-out bit of Teddy's tummy. Being kissed on the top of his head by Daddy. And the doona rubbing up against his chin. This is what home feels like to Sam. How does home feel to you? What are some of the feelings you get at home that make you feel really like you belong? I like the feeling of these new cooking gloves. They're very soft and very spongy and very warm, and they protect me very well. So for some reason, they make me feel at home, like I belong. Harper knows she's home when she smells things like the backyard right after it's been mowed, the orange tree when it's full of blossoms, Mum's perfume in the bathroom when she's just sprayed it on, Dad's hair when he's giving her a shoulder ride, the little white flowers Mum puts in a tiny vase, and her pillowcase when it's just been washed. These are the smells of home for Harper. They make her belong. Are there special, lovely smells around your home at different times that make you feel like you belong? I bet there are. Possibly some bad smells as well, but you know, they're all part of being at home. Can you find 3 or 4 really, really nice smells around your home that make you feel like you belong? One of the smells here in my home that makes me feel particularly like I belong is when Jane, my wife, puts on this perfume that she's always had since the first time we met. It looks like this one, but it's not actually this one. It's a little bit different, but she's run out of it at the moment, so maybe I need to buy her some more. But it's a very, very special smell to me when I can smell that in the air in the house. And the other smell to me that's really special is this, the smell that comes off this guy. This is a piece of rosemary. It's a herb. You cut it up and put it into your cooking. And it smells incredible. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the first time I discovered the joy of cooking. And it was because someone decided to put rosemary into baked potatoes. And the smell of the rosemary on the baked potatoes was amazing. And I have not looked back since. I've been cooking and loving cooking and exploring cooking and learning more and more about cooking ever since. So the smell of that rosemary is really special to me. Felix knows he's home when he tastes a drizzle of honey in a bowl of warm porridge, Mum's salami and cheese pizzas, Auntie Gemma's tangy frozen icy poles, a strawberry that's still warm from the sun picked from Opa's garden, ice cold water straight from the fridge, and minty toothpaste. These are the tastes of home for Felix. They help him to know that he belongs. Okay, what are the tastes of home for you? Is it spaghetti bolognese? Is it stir fry? Is it noodles? Is it Vegemite sandwiches? Is it baked beans? It could be all sorts of things. Could even be Brussels sprouts. Probably isn't, but it could be. So one of the tastes of home for me, a really strong taste of home for me, is eating a cherry tomato that's come straight out of the backyard from a bush there, and the way it pops into your mouth, and then it has a huge amount of flavour, a huge burst of flavour. And you only really seem to get that from the cherry tomatoes that you actually grow in your own garden. So maybe that's why it makes it feel like a special thing, a special taste just of home. Willow knows she's home when she sees things like a jar of Vegemite with the lid off on the kitchen bench. Someone needs to do some tidying up. Mum's muddy gumboots by the back door. Everyone's socks hanging on the line. Taco, her dog, sprawled out by the fire asleep. Tall gum trees swaying in the wind outside her window. And lights from the TV flickering on the wall in the hallway as she's drifting off to sleep. This is what home looks like to Willow, and that's how she knows she belongs. What sights make you feel particularly at home? So they're probably things you don't see out in the rest of the world, but when you're home, it's what you do see. I really feel at home when I see the flowers in our garden blooming. The roses in the front garden, this is all in spring and summer, and the hydrangeas in the back garden. And you can see one of each, or at least an example of each, behind me there. Hard to know, a rose from our front garden is there. It's the end of the roses season now, so it's just about the last one left. And the hydrangeas here, hard to know where to point, hydrangeas there, which have come from our backyard. Now, again, the end of the season, but when they're really, really blooming, they are huge, round things. They're white, pink, and blue, and they look incredible. And they really do make both the inside and the outside of our home feel very special to me and make me feel right at home. So there are many things that make us feel like we belong, like we're at home. Sounds, smells, tastes, things we can feel and things we can see. Thank you for being here right now. I hope you know that where you are is exactly where you belong. That is Mia Belongs Here by myself and Dr. Kelly Ann Allen. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, good or bad. Any way we can improve it, we'd like to know. Put it in the comments below. Get mum, dad, carer, or whatever any adults around who can do it for you. Get them to say, let us know what you thought of our story, and that's really going to help us to make it either better or maybe keep it as it is because it's okay anyway. Thank you for your help. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again soon.